2-39802 on that. But they're on 22s. Okay. All right. Are you Dimitri Oliver? And so Mr. Gertz represents Mr. Oliver and has filed a writ of habeas corpus requesting a reasonable bond. Mr. Oliver is charged with the offense of murder. It is pre-indicted. There's $1 million bond set at this time. And I don't have a file, but I do have the writ, which is number 22-39802. Also, it looks like, what's that SO number? Anyway, I have for the record, I do have a copy of the probable cause affidavit and that application for writ. Mr. Gertz, you may proceed.
Judge, first and foremost, this is essentially a cold case. Detective Busby is working on it as a cold case situation. So it's been around. My client has been living in Southeast Texas his whole life, has been here, and I'd like to call him briefly to talk about his personal financial situation for the purposes of the finance aspect of the writ.
Raise your right hand the best you can, please. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this hearing will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Go ahead, Mr. Gertz.
Mr. Oliver, do you have $100,000 in cash? Do you have what were you doing before you were arrested for this?
I do cargo van service delivery for Walmart.
Okay. And you're being paid by Walmart, is that right?
Yes, sir.
What were you being paid an hour?
They give us $100 a day.
$100 a day. So how many days a week would you
We
work?
work 7 days a week.
7 days. So 700
a week.
Okay. So that's $2,800 a month.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And do you own your own home free and clear?
No, sir.
Do you understand what I mean by free and
Yes,
clear?
sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. And do you own any other property that you don't have a lien on or something of that nature?
Yes.
What do you own?
Apartment complex.
Okay.
Fourplex.
A fourplex?
Yes, sir.
Okay. What do you owe on that?
I don't own nothing. It's gifted to me.
How much was gifted to you?
Yes, sir.
Was it inheritance?
Yes, sir.
Okay. How much is that worth if we were gonna estimate?
The last property value I got on it was $68,000.
$68,000. Okay.
Yes, sir.
And do you own any other major things of value? And by that I mean, stocks, bonds, gold,
No, sir.
Bitcoin, anything like that?
No, sir.
Okay. Does that $68,000 apartment complex, does that generate some type of revenue for you?
Yes, sir.
How much revenue does that generate a month?
$2,600 a month.
$2,600 a month?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Any other major sources of funding that you were aware of? Okay, good. Judge, I had no further questions about that issue.
Ms. Malvino, any questions?
Mr. Oliver, what is your criminal history?
Being arrested in a motor vehicle and possession of controlled substance.
Was that possession of a controlled substance actually out of this court?
No, it was out of Stevenson's.
Stevens Court.
Yes, ma'am.
Are you on probation for
No,
that?
nothing.
Were you convicted of that?
Yes, ma'am.
When?
In 2014, 15.
Were you convicted again in 2025?
No,
Between 2013 and now, tell the court what type of trouble you have gotten into.
from 13 on at a high speed chase. I ain't been in no trouble since then.
That was the evading.
Yes, ma'am. That was it. Yes, ma'am.
I don't have any further questions.
Any other witnesses?
No, Judge.
All right, Ms. Malvino, witness.
I would call Detective Jeff Busby.
Good morning, sir. If you please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this hearing will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Go ahead.
Detective Busby, would you please state your full name for the record?
So Jeffrey Busman,
And how are you employed?
City of Beaumont Police Department.
And are you a certified peace officer in the state of Texas?
Yes, ma'am. I'm
And
a master peace officer.
And are you also assigned to the detective unit?
Yes, ma'am.
And are you the detective or one of the detectives, in fact, the lead, investigating what we have termed a cold case murder involving the suspect Dimitri Oliver?
Yes, ma'am.
The judge has reviewed the probable cause affidavit, but based on all of your investigation and the totality of the circumstances, would you give the court a very brief rundown as to the facts of this offense and what you think would be an appropriate resolution to this bond matter?
Okay. So April 11th, 2013, there was a homicide that took place at Primrose Apartments, 2575 Primrose. From there was different witnesses, but a lot of them didn't want to come forward just because of the nature of the offense. That's what kind of turned this into a cold case because witnesses didn't want to speak on this. It just prolonged until I picked this up about September of last year. From there, we interviewed witnesses, got eyewitnesses that were now at this point willing to come forward to give me their testimony of eyewitnesses that puts Mr. Oliver there and actually the trigger puller that committed this homicide. That's what, how we got the probable cause affidavit. By speaking to these witnesses, most of them were very scared and fear. That's why they didn't want to come forward. And even after speaking to them 2 or 3 different times, they really were afraid of this man and even considered him evil.
Anything else?
No.
Mr. Gardner, questions?
Detective, is there any physical evidence that you gathered that connects Mr. Oliver to the murder itself?
So there's a lot of evidence that was collected, and I'm retesting some of the DNA evidence. Because some of the evidence did have a CODIS hit. It wasn't for Mr. Oliver, it was another person involved. But for that DNA evidence, it was not particularly for the homicide. It was going to be for the stolen vehicle related to this homicide.
Right. Because what happened here was seemingly after the murder, the vehicle was disposed of in a separate location. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. They committed the homicide, stole his vehicle, and within 24 hours dumped the vehicle.
Okay. And the DNA that you found that relates to someone else was from that vehicle. Is that
Yes,
correct? Sir. And so, have you been able to rule out? You said Mr. Oliver. Were you able to rule out the decedent as well from that?
I have been able to rule out Mr. Oliver or the other involved person.
But you said the CODIS hit is for someone else other than Mr. Oliver, correct?
Yes, sir. There was some evidence that didn't get put into CODIS that I'm going to resend and have it put into CODIS to see if we can get hits on that.
Okay.
When I was reviewing this case, they had, I don't know, somewhere 30 to 40 pieces of evidence that was collected that they did swabs on, and not all of it was entered at the time. I couldn't give you a reason why. This is 2013.
Sure. What's the timeline for turnaround on something like that? Do you know?
I'm not exactly sure. We're going to probably go to a private lab to get it quicker to expedite this, but I couldn't give you an actual timeline.
But I mean, it was unlikely to be within, say, the next 90 days or so. Do you agree?
I don't have a valid opinion on that.
Okay. Judge, I don't have anything further.
All right, any other questions?
No.
Thank you, Detective.
Thank you.
Judge, may he be excused? He's in SWAT training.
Yes, thank you, sir. Thanks for coming down. All right, anything else?
No.
All right, argument?
Judge, we're just asking the court consider a bond in the ballpark of $500,000 to $700,000. That's more than sufficiently high under the circumstances that we have right now, which is just informant-based or witness-based testimony. There's no physical evidence tying him to the crime. And I'm not trying to litigate the crime here. I'm just saying for a situation in which it's 13 years later, he's still here. He hasn't fled. He's not gone to Bermuda or something to get away from this. So clearly he doesn't have that consciousness of guilt that would be required or would indicate that he'd be a flight risk. He owns a piece of property here, although it's not valued very high, but he owns a piece of property here. He's been a lifelong resident here. And so we're asking the court to consider reducing the bond to in the ballpark of $500,000 to $700,000.
Ms. Malvino?
Judge, I would defer to the discretion of the court in this case. I do recognize the fact that it's a 2013 offense date and he still apparently is in the area. My concern is the same as with every homicide case. I would just ask the court to take into consideration all of the facts presented before you, both in the probable cause and by Detective Busby, and set something that is commiserate with the other bonds that the court set in Jefferson County for these types of offenses.
Thank you. And I will, for purposes of the record, I have taken judicial notice of the court's file and reviewed the probable cause affidavit. Based on that, the evidence presented, including, some of the limited facts that I have and dates and things like that, I am going to grant the motion or the writ. I'm going to set bond at $650,000. And a condition of that bond, if made, or some conditions of that bond, if made, will be that Mr. Oliver, you be required to wear a GPS monitoring device at all times. And what is your home address? Where do you live?
7290 Willis Line.
7290
Willis.
Willis?
Yes, ma'am.
Is that in both? That's here in
Yes, ma'am.
And then your apartment complex is what address?
4305 Jeanette Street, Beaumont, Texas.
4305
Jeanette,
Jeanette
yes, ma'am.
with a J.
Yes, ma'am.
A-N-E. So I'm going to at least, if you make this bond for some amount of time, also require that you wear that monitoring device and that you're on house arrest. I will allow you house arrest at the Willis Street house. I will allow you to travel to the Jeanette Street address for any required maintenance and things like that. I would need to know more about this job before I agree to that. Just hang on, get with Mr. Gertz. And if there's any specific requests, you can get with Mr. Gertz. He'll get those to me. And if I find that they're reasonable, I'll send that to Ms. Malfino and I will make some adjustments to that.
Yes, ma'am.
But at this point, that's what it is until you talk to him and you get my permission for anything else.
Yes, ma'am.
In addition to those two places, you can also go to Mr. Gertz's office for attorney visits and to court. So until further order of the court, that's it.
Yes.
Okay.
Judge, may I make just one last request?
Yes.
Based on the testimony of Detective Busby and his making the comment that at one point in time, at least witnesses were concerned and possibly are still concerned for their well-being. I will get with the intake division when I take this case back to them and ask them to compile a list of possible witnesses and ask that he be ordered to have no contact with
Yes.
those individuals, and we can plug in that information to the.
Yeah,
GA.
so I will go ahead and order it now and then we'll fill in the blank on those names. But anyone that you know, even now through word of mouth or on the streets or whatever you've heard of people who were there, who were talking, you are to have absolutely no communication and no contact with them. That's through obviously you seeing them in person, but it's also sending messages on any type of social media or trying to be secret with it. It's also sending messages through other people. No contact, no communication. If there is any of that and I find out about it, you'll be back in jail with a much, much higher bond, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
So don't make sure you follow all of those rules if you make that bond.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Morning, are you Brian Trejo?
Yes, ma'am.
And this is 26 DCCR 0132. Mr. Trejo is charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. Mr. Rojas has filed a motion asking that I reduce bond, which is currently set at 300,000. And Mr. Rojas, you may proceed.
So, Mr. Trejo, Your Honor.
Mr. Trejo, raise your right hand the best you can. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this hearing will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. You can proceed.
Could you state your name for the court, please?
Sir.
What's your name?
Brian Trejo,
And Brian, how old are you?
18,
And where are you originally from?
Galveston.
You were born in Galveston?
Yes, sir.
Where do you live now?
Port Arthur.
You lived your whole life in Port Arthur?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Who do you live with?
My parents.
Your parents and your parents are together and they're here today, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Sorry, say that again.
They're here today, right? His parents are
Okay.
here today. Who else lives in the house with you?
My brothers, my siblings.
And a lot of them are here today also. Brian, you know, your bond right now is $300,000. Your family's having a hard time coming up with the money for that bond, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, as far, I want to talk about you personally. Do you own any property in your name?
Yes, sir.
A home, a car, any land or anything like that?
Yes, sir.
Do you have a bank account in your name? Okay. My understanding, and tell me if I'm wrong, your parents own the house that they live in, right?
Yes, sir.
And it's already paid off.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And they're willing to help you out as far as trying to get you, get some money for the bond if we can get forward. Have you ever worked?
Yes, sir.
What kind of work have you done?
I work with my mom.
Doing what?
She cleans apartments, offices, houses.
Okay. Is that the only kind of work you've ever done?
No, the yards. I've got construction.
You did construction with a company or working with a family member or what?
Yeah, family.
Okay. And all that kind of work, the construction work, cleaning offices, is that work that's still going to be available to you if you're able to make a bond?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and that's something you want to get back out and start
Yes,
working
sir.
to help pay for the bond if we're able to get it
Yes,
lower.
sir.
This is a serious charge, right?
Yes, sir.
Is this you're only 18? Is this the first time you've ever been arrested?
Yes, sir.
Even as a child, you have any juvenile cases? As a juvenile, were you arrested?
Yes, sir.
For what?
Unlawful carry.
Okay. And you're asking the court to lower the bond. We're asking for a $50,000 bond. I think that'll be enough, and along with if the ankle monitor or any kind of other conditions that the court wants to put on it. You're asking the court to do that, set that, and you think that's a reasonable bond, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'll pass the witness, Judge.
Thank you, Mr. Rojas. Any questions?
What else were you arrested for as a juvenile?
Is it
Drug case?
possession of marijuana?
Yeah.
Speak up, please.
Possession of marijuana?
Thank you.
And what kind of weapon were you carrying when you were arrested as a juvenile? Was it a handgun?
Yes, sir.
And that's what you're charged with here is for shooting somebody. Correct?
Yes, sir.
Another question, Your Honor.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. What happened in the jail Saturday or Sunday?
Oh, I had got on the phone. Well, somebody passed me the phone, not knowing. Well, I didn't know somebody else was in line. Well, they forgot somebody else was in line. And while I was on the phone, somebody just came up and started punching on me.
The write-up was from the 8th, Your Honor, so you may not have had a chance to see it before court.
Okay, thank you.
I'll pass those.
All right, anything else?
No further questions, Your Honor.
Any other witnesses?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Rojas, go ahead.
Yeah, Judge, I understand this is a serious allegation. He's a young offender, and obviously the handgun gives concern, both two different cases with handgun, and I understand the court's concerned with that. He's a lifelong resident of Port Arthur. He's not going to flee. He's doesn't have anywhere else to go. His family lives there. They own property. They own a home that they live in. They're not going to go anywhere. We think if you set the bond at $50,000, that's something the family will be able to make. And if it's at $50,000, they also, I would imagine the court's going to want an ankle monitor on this, and that's something that allows them a little bit of money to pay for the ankle monitor as well. You can set it at $50,000. And that's what we're asking the court to do.
Thank you, Mr. Rojas. Mr. Nichols?
I don't feel that $50,000 is sufficient to protect the community for someone who's been arrested for carrying a gun and is accused of having shot somebody at 3 o'clock in the morning. The allegation in this case is that he and some other individuals followed a young woman home from her place of business where she worked as a waitress and were harassing her, and then ended up shooting her boyfriend who confronted them. So I think $50,000 is quite low and not sufficient enough. Your Honor, I'd ask that you said something much higher.
And I understand those are the allegations, Judge. Obviously, Mr. Trejo has a different story, and I have watched the video, and I don't think that some of the statements the police officers got are not in line with what's on the video, but that's just something that will come out later on, as far as who the actual shooter was.
Okay, but he's not denying that he was in the vehicle.
He was in the vehicle. He was, Your Honor.
The driver.
He was the driver.
Okay. The question is, I guess, and from y'all's perspective, is who was the shooter, but he was
Yes.
the driver.
He was the driver.
So I am taking judicial notice of the court's file, which includes a copy of the probable cause affidavit. The fact, Mr. Trejo, that you've already been arrested as a juvenile, which wasn't that long ago, because you're what, 18 or 17 right now?
18.
18. And I'm not sure what you were doing out at 3:30 a.m. In this situation, but it gives me great concern. Tired of guns, tired of people being shot, tired of it. Jefferson County's tired of it. I'm going to deny the motion. Your bond will remain at $300,000. If it's not already a condition of your bond, I am now making it a condition of your bond, if you make it, that you will be required to wear a GPS monitoring device and be on house arrest, if you're able to make that bond. And we'll reset the case for an announcement and get it taken care of as quickly as we can. You can go back with the bailiff.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Good morning, sir. Are you Pharrell Gilbert?
Yes, ma'am.
And Mr. Pennifer, will your client waive the formal reading of the indictment?
He does.
Mr. Gilbert, clause number 25, DCCR 1009. You're charged with the third-degree felony offense of driving while intoxicated, third or more, from September 20th of 2024. The indictment alleges you were previously convicted of driving while intoxicated August 7th of 2007 in Dallas County, and then again November 21st of 2014 here in Jefferson County. And how do you plead to that charge? And are those prior convictions true?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you enter your plea of guilty and true freely and voluntarily?
Yes, ma'am.
And because you actually did what they charged you with?
Yes, ma'am.
I have here on the tablet some documents that have your signature on them that the state has marked as exhibit number 1. Before you signed these, did you go over them with your attorney?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Do you fully understand them?
Yes, ma'am.
And do you understand if I follow the agreement that you've made with the district attorney that you will be waiving or giving up any right to appeal?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, it looks like the agreement that you've reached is for a 10-year term in prison, but that would be probated for 5 years. You would be ordered to pay a $1,500 fine and follow all of the rules and conditions of probation, including that 10-day upfront time. Now, with regard to weekends, I'll make that decision when we come back for sentencing.
Yes, ma'am.
So I'll need to see, what your work schedule is and things like that. So I'm not going to allow that to be necessarily part of the agreement. That's just going to be up to me at sentencing. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So I'm going to mark through that with everyone's permission. Mr. Smith, Mr.
Yes.
Crawford.
Yes.
Do you also understand if you're not a U.S. citizen that a plea of guilty or no contest may result in your deportation, exclusion from admission to the country, or denial of naturalization under federal law?
Yes, ma'am.
State tenders number 1.
No objection.
It's admitted. Is there any evidence that Mr. Gilbert is not competent?
There is not.
All right, sir, I'm going to find that you entered your plea of guilty and true freely and voluntarily. Find that you're mentally competent and understand the nature and the consequences of that plea. Find sufficient evidence to find you guilty. However, I'm going to reset your case so that the probation department can do a pre-sentence report, and then we'll come back later for sentencing. When you leave here today, you need to stop and talk to probation. She's sitting at that desk right behind you, okay?
All right.
All right, we'll see you back at sentencing. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, sir, are you Christian Lazo? Yes. And will your client waive the formal reading of the indictment?
does.
Mr. Lazo, in clause number 25, DCCR 1423, you're charged with the first-degree felony of aggravated robbery from May 25th of 2025. And how do you plead to that charge?
Culpable.
Guilty. Are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily?
Sí.
Yes. And are you pleading guilty because you actually did what they charged you with?
Sí.
Yes. I have here on this tablet some documents that have your signature on them that the state's marked as exhibit number 1. Before you sign these, did you go over them with your attorney, with the interpreter? Yes. Do you fully understand them?
Sí.
Yes. And do you understand if I follow the agreement that you've made with the district attorney, that you'll be waiving or giving up any right to appeal?
Sí.
Yes. And it looks like the agreement that you've reached is for a cap of 15 years in prison, which means that you're leaving your punishment up to me. And as long as I give you 15 years or less, you're giving up that right to appeal. Do you understand?
Sí.
Yes. You have an absolute right to have a jury come determine 2 things. The first would be to determine if you're guilty or not. And then you could leave your punishment up to that jury if they found you guilty. And if we go forward this way, you're waiving that right. And is that what you want to do?
Sí.
Yes. Do you also understand if you're not a U.S. citizen, that a plea of guilty or no contest may result in your deportation, exclusion from admission to the country, or denial of naturalization under federal law?
Sí.
Yes. State tenders number 1.
No objection, Judge.
It's admitted. Is there any evidence that Mr. Lazo is not competent?
No, Judge.
All right, so I'm going to find that you entered your plea of guilty freely and voluntarily. Find that you're mentally competent and understand the nature and the consequences of that plea. Find sufficient evidence to find you guilty. However, I'm going to reset your case so that the probation department can do a pre-sentence report. And that'll give you more information, give me more information about you and your case. And then we'll come back later for sentencing. Anything that you think is important for me to know, get that information to Mr. Lewis, and he'll present it to me on your behalf when we come back. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you, Ms. Burge. And if you'll just real quick, I think probation is probably going to hand them a piece of paper if you'll just make sure you
Yes,
just.
ma'am.
Good afternoon, Ms. Hernandez.
Good afternoon.
So make sure you just answer the questions that are translated to you. And then wait for another question before you give any more information. Okay, thank you. You may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good afternoon, Ms. Hernandez. Would you please state your full name for the court reporter?
Brenda Itzel Zúñiga Hernández.
Brenda Ixel Zúñiga Hernandez.
And do you live at 1426 Delaware,
Sí,
Yes.
Port Arthur, Texas,
sí,
Yes.
Jefferson County, Texas?
sí,
Yes.
You live there with your husband, Jose Enrique Lopez Gomez?
sí,
Yes.
And the two of you live there with your children. It's four children, correct?
sí.
Yes.
And back on June the 18th of 2023, we've heard that there was a celebration taking place, right?
Sí,
Yes.
All right. For Father's Day, correct?
sí, así es.
We heard testimony that Omar was there, Serino, Thomas Perez, you and your children were all there, right?
Así es.
Yes.
We've heard testimony that there was drinking there as well.
Sí,
Were you drinking that day?
no,
No.
No. So it's fair to say if you weren't drinking, you weren't intoxicated, right?
no,
No.
At some point, did you see your neighbor, Ricardo Pagan Rodriguez?
sí,
Yes.
And was he carrying or did he have something with him?
sí.
Yes.
What was that?
Era una pistola
It was a gun.
chiquita.
A small gun.
And at some point, did Rodriguez come back with another individual?
Sí,
Yes.
And the other individual, what, if anything, was that other person carrying?
la otra persona. Sí.
Yes.
What, if anything, did they have?
Pues como ya estaba oscuro,
It was already dark.
ya nada más miré que traía algo así.
All I could see was that he was
Cargado.
holding something.
What did it look like?
¿Qué parecía?
Parecía como
It kinda looked
un arma grande.
like a big gun.
Similar to what's in State's Exhibit number 2?
Sí,
Algo así parecido?
sí.
Yes.
And when Rodriguez came back the second time, what, if anything, did he have or was he carrying?
Pues yo no, cuando lo
Well,
miré,
When I saw him,
nada más venía
He
el
was
señor
coming.
Rodríguez con el
Mr.
señor
Rodriguez was coming with the other
y
man,
venía caminando
and they were walking,
y venía disparando hacia el piso.
and he was shooting at the ground.
So he had a gun, it's fair to say, if he was shooting at the ground, right?
Sí,
Yes.
sí.
Did he, what, if anything, did he have anything else?
¿Y traía algo más?
Yo no lo miré.
I didn't see.
Okay, fair enough. And if you remember, I know it's been a number of years, but about how many shots do you recall?
Venía en el transcurso de su casa hacia la mía.
From his house to my house.
Pienso que fueron como unos 8.
Maybe 8.
Okay. What did you and the kids do when you heard these gunshots?
Cuando yo miré que venían ellos dos,
When I saw that both of them
yo
were coming,
corrí con mis
I ran
hijos
with my children.
adentro de la
I
casa
went back in the house,
y le dije a mi hija que
and I told my
a
daughter,
todos mis niños que se
I told
pusieran
all
en
of
el
my kids,
piso
get on the ground.
y que no se movieran
And don't
porque
move.
yo tenía mucho
Because
miedo.
I was really scared.
The other person with your neighbor, Ricardo, do you see that person in the courtroom here today?
¿Lo ve aquí ahora?
Sí.
Yes.
Would you please point to him and identify him by an article of clothing that he is wearing?
Trae el saco color café, como color.
He's wearing a brownish blazer.
And I'm going to need you to point to him so this jury knows who you're talking about.
It was him.
Your Honor, I'd ask that the record reflect the witnesses identified the defendant, Jose Manuel Lopez Pamias.
The record will so reflect.
Was Omar and Sereno injured?
¿Fueron heridos?
Sí.
Yes.
Did they go to the hospital?
¿Fueron lastimados?
Sí.
Yes.
Did the police show up?
¿Llegó la policía?
Sí.
Yes.
Did you talk to the police?
¿Se habló con la policía?
Sí.
Yes.
Did you see either Omar, Jose, or Serrano with any weapons that evening?
No, yo no miré.
No, I didn't see.
So would you be able to, or would you have an explanation as to why there may have been two machetes?
Yo la verdad yo no miré.
In reality, I didn't see.
No miré machete.
I didn't see any machetes.
Okay. You didn't see any machetes until what, the next day?
Hasta el segundo.
Sí, hasta el segundo.
Until the next day.
And tell the jury how that happened or what you saw and what you did.
¿Qué vio usted? ¿Qué hizo?
Cuando miré el machete.
When I saw the machete?
Sí.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, ok. Al segundo día de que
The
pasó,
second day after everything
cuando pasó
occurred,
todo, yo salí
I
y
went out.
anduvimos mirando el área
we were
porque ya
just
estaba claro.
walking around and looking at the area because it was daylight.
Y anduvimos mirando mucha sangre en
We
el
could
piso
see all the blood on the floor,
y estaba el machete
and the machete
abajo de un árbol.
was underneath a tree.
Y yo le hablé al policía
So I called the officer.
y le comenté de ese, dijo que no lo tocara y que ellos iban a venir a
It's here.
levantarlo.
And the officer said, I'm on my way to pick it up.
Y ya fue eso.
And that's what happened.
And did an officer show up and pick it up?
¿Un oficial a recogerlo? Sí. Yes.
May I have a moment, please?
Yes.
Judge,
Yes.
showing you what I am marking. State's exhibit number 9. And I'm going to ask you if this looks like the machete that you discovered in your yard.
Sí.
Yes.
All right, fair and accurate depiction or picture of that machete?
Sí.
¿Se ve bien?
Sí.
Your Honor, at this time, I offer State's 9 as tendered to defense counsel for her inspection.
I have no objection. States 9 is admitted.
Permission published, Judge?
Yes, sir.
For the record, I am showing or publishing what's been marked as State's exhibit number 9, and this is the machete that you found in your yard the next day, correct?
¿Verdad?
Sí.
Yes.
What does it appear to be?
Parece que
What substance does that appear to be on the machete?
¿qué es eso? Si lo pudiera describir.
Pues yo miro sangre.
I see blood.
Did you give a written statement to law enforcement?
Sí.
Yes.
And have you testified to this jury as to the same thing you put in your written statement for law enforcement?
Yes.
That's the witness, Judge.
Thank you, Mr. Coleman. Ms. Prazo?
Thank you, Your Honor.
Good afternoon, Ms. Hernandez. Do you also go by Zuniga?
Sí.
Yes.
It's just for clarification purposes. Are you Brenda Zuniga Hernandez?
Sí, pero
Yes.
puede decirme Hernández.
You can say Hernandez as well.
Thank you. Were you ever shown a photo lineup by the police after this incident occurred of the bald man with the glasses carrying the rifle? Or a photo lineup of people that were bald wearing glasses?
Que estaban calvos y que traían lentes.
No, no me enseñaron varios.
No, they didn't show me.
Okay. I'm going to show you, well, before I do that, at some point, did you discover that Omar had been injured in the back of his head?
Que si yo lo miré,
No, usted descubrió.
Ah. me di cuenta.
Yeah, I did find out.
Okay. Through your husband?
Por su esposo?
Sí.
Yes.
And did you find out how he had been injured,
¿Cómo?
according to your husband?
De lo que le dijo su esposo.
Sí,
Yes.
How?
¿Cómo?
con un machete.
With a machete.
And would that have been a machete carried by Ricardo?
¿Machete que traía Ricardo?
Sí.
Yes.
Okay. How do you and your husband know Omar?
Su esposo conoce la señora, ¿no?
Porque él es primo hermano de mi esposo, Omar.
He's related. He's my husband's first cousin.
And how is Omar related to Sereno?
Omar, ¿cómo es pariente de Sereno?
Omar es el hijo de Sereno.
Omar is Sereno's son.
And what about Enrique?
Enrique?
I'm sorry, not
No, Enrique.
I'm sorry, I'll withdraw that question. Okay. Did you ever see the man that was carrying the rifle have a machete in his hand?
¿Usted vio al señor que traía el rifle traer un machete en su mano?
No.
No.
Okay. Now, when did you first notice Ricardo have a gun in his hand? Where was he at?
¿Dónde estaba?
Estaba afuera.
Outside.
Outside where?
¿Afuera dónde?
De mi casa estábamos.
My house.
Estábamos a un lado de
We
casi de la puerta.
On the side,
Teníamos
near the door.
2 mesas
And we had 2 tables out
donde yo estaba cocinando.
where I was cooking.
Y los niños estaban jugando
And the
en
kids
el brincolín que
Or
estaba.
playing on the trampoline that was there.
Your Honor, may I approach?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm going to show you your statement that you gave to the police on June 22nd of 2023, okay? And here where I've marked that one sentence, if you could read that for her to refresh and recollect.
Dice, de repente, Ricardo Rodríguez salió afuera de su casa gritando y traía una arma. Yes.
Okay. So is that different what you just testified to?
¿Típica?
No,
No,
es igual.
it's the same.
Porque venía
Because he
gritando.
was screaming.
Ajá. Él
So,
al primo.
He was
Se
screaming
venía
at the,
diciendo, venía
at the
diciendo
cousin.
cosas.
He was saying things.
okay, maybe you're focusing on the wrong thing. Maybe so you previously testified just a minute ago that the first time that you saw Ricardo with the gun was when he was coming to the side of your house, right?
Venía al lado de su casa.
Sí.
Yes.
But that's not what your statement says. Would you agree?
Su declaración.
Do you need to see the statement again?
You can ask her, just ask her what, if it's true that the
Okay.
statement says it.
Isn't it true that your statement says that when you saw
Cuando usted vio
Ricardo Rodriguez with the black gun,
con la pistola
when he was
negra,
screaming, he was coming out of his house?
él estaba saliendo de su casa.
Sí, yo los miré saliendo de la
Yes,
casa
I
de
saw them
Ricardo.
coming out of Ricardo's house.
Ujú.
Okay,
Venían y caminando
They were coming, they
hacia
were
mi
walking
casa.
towards my house.
but when you first saw the gun,
Pero cuando la primera vez que usted vio la pistola,
Mr. Rodriguez was at his house.
estaba en su casa.
Venía caminando hacia mi casa.
He was walking towards my house.
But he was coming out of his
Pero iba
house.
saliendo de
Yes
su
or
casa,
no?
de la casa
No,
de Rodríguez.
ya iba a mitad de camino.
He was about halfway there.
O sea, no está muy lejos.
It's not very far.
And other than what you've already testified to, you were inside bathing your children, right?
Sí.
You
Yes.
didn't really see a whole lot.
No vio mucho.
No miré mucho.
No, I didn't see a lot.
Yo nomás miré cuando ellos
I only
venían
saw they
hacia
were
mi
coming
casa
towards my home.
y yo me metí para adentro rápido.
And I quickly went inside.
Okay. How many individuals did you see coming with Ricardo?
Veía usted que venían con Ricardo.
Yo nomás miré a dos.
Two.
Two extra people besides Ricardo?
Extras personas o nomás Ricardo?
Ricardo y la persona que está
Ricardo and the other person that's here.
Okay. Was there an individual at your house that was missing a leg?
Que no tenía la pierna.
Sí,
Yes.
Okay. Did he have a machete?
Él tenía un machete.
la verdad no sé.
In reality, I don't know.
What is his name?
¿Cómo se llama el señor?
El señor se llama
His name is
Oscar
Oscar.
Do you know his last name?
¿Sabes su apellido?
Oscar Reyes.
Oscar Reyes.
How do you and your husband know Mr. Reyes?
De su esposa.
Porque él es amigo del señor Cyril.
He's friends with Serena.
Do you know anything about the lot that is owned by Adrian Ayumada?
Sí.
Yes.
And was there, at the time that this happened, was there an abandoned vehicle on that lot?
Sí.
Yes.
Was Mr. Rodriguez at that lot earlier in the day before this incident occurred?
Yo no lo miré.
I didn't see him.
No miré.
I didn't see.
You don't know if he was ever at the lot?
¿Usted no sabe si el señor Rodríguez estaba en el lote?
No.
No.
Do you know if Omar's truck was parked next to the lot?
Sí.
Yes.
Eso sí.
As that was, I'm sorry.
That I do remember.
Okay. Was he worried about his truck being broken into?
Objection, that was all.
I'll withdraw the
That was
question.
all for speculation. Or-
Sustained. Heller not the answer.
No contestó.
The gun that you saw Mr. Rodriguez with,
Señor Rodríguez.
you said it was a black gun, handgun?
Pistola negra.
Sí.
Yes.
Okay. Are you somewhat familiar with guns, handguns?
¿Sabe de pistolas?
No.
No.
Okay. Does your husband own a gun?
¿Su esposo es dueño de un arma?
No.
No.
Do you know the difference between a pistol and a revolver?
¿Pistol y una revólver?
No.
No.
No further questions.
Thank you, Ms. Brazo. Mr. Coleman?
Just one follow-up, Your Honor. Mr. Hernandez, when you saw this defendant with that firearm resembling this,
The judge's message here could not be clearer. $50,000 is not enough. The court focuses on the combination of an alleged shooting, a firearm, the late-night circumstances, and the defendant's previous juvenile history. And when the judge says, "Tired of guns, tired of people being shot," you can hear the frustration behind the ruling. The defense asked for a dramatic reduction, but instead, the $300,000 bond stays, with GPS monitoring and house arrest added as conditions.